Hello students, in the previous lecture we talked about the various reasons why WTO came into being, the reasons behind GATT's failure. We talked about the Uruguay round and the features that defined WTO. In this lecture we will be talking about objective, principles and functions of WTO. Here we start with the objectives of WTO. We already know that on 1st January 1995 WTO was enacted. This I told you in the previous presentation, and it came into being on account of Marrakesh Agreement, and there were certain objectives that were laid down at that time. First was to ensure the reduction in the tariffs. Tariffs, I want to repeat, tariff is a tax on the import as well as export. This is nothing but what we actually call as custom duty. The motive is to reduce the tax on imports as well as exports or any other barriers that exist in the in the free flow of trade, and that prohibits the free organizations and open economic structure. So all those tariffs, all those taxes that lead to that act as impediment in free trade mechanism, the objective was to reduce those taxes here. Why these then an emphasis was being laid in reduction of taxes? Because when the taxes were added in imported items as well as the exported item, their value gets their value enhances. So supposingly I am going to import any commodity in my economy and there is a tax imposed on it. As a result, its value would be enhancing, it would be becoming costlier, and it is entering in our economy. So the motive is to reduce the tariffs and other barriers that existing in the in the way of trade. The second one was to eliminate the discriminatory treatment in the international trade relations. There were certain economies that had healthy relationship with the other economies. They had a discriminatory treatment, and this is what WTO called most favored nation concept. In WTO it was emphasized that all sort of discriminatory treatment or any sort of partial treatment that was being given to one entity, that would be replicated to other economies as well, and the benefits would not be percolating to a single economy or a group of economies. The next thing is, the motive was to enhance the production levels and to consider the trade and services of member nations. In GATT agreement, the it was emphasized that trade and goods should be considered. The trade and services was totally ignored at that time. However, WTO considered the trade and services and took it in its ambit, in its purview, and at that time it was emphasized that trade and services should be emphasized and should be promoted. The next one was to promote the standard of living of people in those people who and those economies who had signed who had become member countries. Basically, the motive was to enhance their standard of living, by providing them collective gains, and by providing them a situation that was win-win for all the economies that became the members of WTO. The next one was to ensure full level of employment in the economy. Full level of employment means all those people who are able and willing to work, they get the jobs at prevailing wage rates. The motive was that in case the full level of employment would be provided, it would generate the level of income, and hence there would be an upliftment of the economies, and there would be rise in the per capita income. There is every probability related to that. So and it was also emphasized that increase in effective demand should be there. The next thing is it was also emphasized that the least developed economies would be uplifted, and their economies would be stimulated, and the benefits of becoming a member would also be made available to them. The next one was optimum utilization of world resources so that collective gain can be ensured. The next objective was to protect the environment and to ensure the concept of sustainable development. Principles of WTO. There were in all 5 principles of WTO. first one is most favored nation. As I've already told you that in WTO it was emphasized that if trading company economy has healthy relationships with other economy, and it is giving a differential treatment to that particular economy, that treatment should percolate to other economies as well. So it was emphasized at that time that treating other people equally, and the countries cannot normally discriminate between their trading partners. So it was emphasized that equal treatment should be given to each and every trading partner. The next one was national treatment. It basically emphasized the need to treat the foreigners and the domestic producers equally. The motive was that there should be no discrimination between the different producers of domestic country and the foreign country. The motive was to treat them equally. The next one was to ensure the mechanism of free trade. It aimed at eradication or lowering the trade barriers that used to come in way of free trade between the economies. So the free trade was also emphasized by WTO. Not only the free trade was emphasized, not only the liberalization policy was adopted in form of freer trade, but it was also emphasized that a trade should be free, and it should the undistorted competition, and the hostile competition should be totally negated. It was emphasized by WTO. Next is encouraging development and economic reforms in an economy. The motive was that the development of all the economy should be done by providing them special assistance or any sort of trade concessions, so that these economies they are able to uplift themselves, and they get benefits post becoming the member of WTO. Next comes the functions of WTO. Functions of WTO. First one is it facilitates the implementation, administration and operation of multilateral trade agreements. The agreements which are being entered between various economies, the motive was to implement them, monitor them, and to see whether they are functioning well or not. This was the first function of WTO. A framework was also provided for implementation or operation of plurilateral trade agreements relating to civil aircraft, government procurement, trade in dairy services. The next one was defining and implementing the code of conduct that would reduce trade barriers. The motive was that all these sort of trade barriers and tariffs should be reduced, and they should be totally prohibited. The next one was again to emphasize the trade liberalization, to remove the barriers, and to ensure free trade was one of the functions of WTO. To administer the rules and procedures that used to govern the settlement of disputes of agreement, whatever disputes related to the agreement existed. The motive was to enforce a settlement mechanism wherein the disputes could be resolved easily. WTO cooperates with IMF and World Bank, and the motive was to promote the world or trade world or international policies that could aim at collective decision making and collective benefits. Thank you so much for your patience listening.